Hello, people. It's nice to have you back. I know we've missed a lot for a while, but don't worry, we'll catch up. So, welcome back to my channel. It's really good to have you, and today we want to go back to talk more about energy. And I want to discuss something very interesting. You know that this channel is known for interesting stories, raw content that you are sure of, content that can be verified, so this is what all this channel is all about. So today we're going to talk about something very interesting, and I want to take time to analyze. This video might be a bit long, but sit tight. If you have been following my previous video, there was a time we talked about the war between the Iran and the US and all that was happening in the oil and gas downstream, right? Yes. If you have not watched that video, please go back to the channel, you'll watch it. So we talked about all that happened, all that started on the 28th of February, the war when Israel hit Iran and how US came into the war. But today we're not going to discuss about that. We're going to discuss something very interesting again, and also to talk about how it has affected our own economy and our oil and gas downstream. So today we're going to discuss pricing and how many times has the Dangote Refinery reviewed their prices from when this whole thing started, which is the 28th of February, so let's technically say from 1st of March and up till date, so the time of this video, how many times have Dangote Refinery, reviewed their prices, whether it's upward, whether it's downward, as the case may be. So we're all just going to talk about what pricing has been and how this pricing thing has been. So I'm ready to take you through on this journey. It's going to be a beautiful one. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be very analytical. It's going to be very interesting. So I'm just telling you to sit tight and let's watch. Now, again, before we go to the whole pricing thing, the Dangote Refinery is the sole refinery, private owned refinery in Nigeria, recognized. Okay, and the Dangote Refinery has also been the main source of petroleum product, especially in this 2026. So when import license got expired in December and the government at some point did not renew the import license, and Dangote Refinery was the only one or the major supplier of petroleum product. It has been an interesting time from that time, but let me take you back a little before we get into pricing. Sometime rounding up 2025, where the down import license of so many marketers were to expire at the end of the year. A lot of people imported product into the country, and the Dangote Refinery also was trying to compete. So it was import versus local production, and that made the pricing model to be some kind of favorable. There was a lot of competition. The Dangote Refinery was also crashing the price, giving bonuses, giving having downward review at every point. We the citizens were having product less than 1,000 naira, right? This spring up into January, we're still buying product less than 1,000 naira. Then it got to February. If you look at the video I did sometime when I analyzed whether product is going to get to 2,000 naira or not, if you have not watched that video, go and watch it. But after 28th of February, okay, I did series of videos about the whole Iran and the war thing. They're also on my channel. But after the 28th of February, we got into the March. The oil and gas downstream had a new new leaf. The narrative changed, and that narrative that changed is what I want to take you through this video. The narrative changed from having stiff competition, where the law of demand and supply was actively in place, where there was price war, and it now almost turned to be what we call monopoly. But sit tight and let's talk about it. So are you just coming across this video for the first time? Are you seeing my face? Well, I don't need to introduce myself. I know you already know that I'm here to speak about your energy experts, also telling you what's happening around the oil and gas downstream. So now let us go. How did it happen after the Iran war and US? It started from Iran and Israel, then later US. After that, what happened first? What happened first was that on the 2nd of March, there was an upward preview. So in this video, not to take it so long, we're going to analyze for PMS, then also analyze for AG. So we'll analyze PMS for this one. You know why? Because PMS is like everybody's product. I mean, you consign you, consign me, and every other person around. So PMS is everybody's product. So on the 2nd of March, the Dangote Refinery had an upward review first. And that upward review, they moved their product price from 774 naira to 874 naira. First of all, there was a 100 naira increase. So, product at the gantry or from the refinery, of course, you and I cannot go to the refinery to fill our cars, moved from 774 naira to 874 naira. So they added a 100 naira. Well, at that time, yes, it was still very competitive. You could buy product still again below 1,000 naira in some parts of the country. And we're beginning to understand what is going on. And just like 7 days after that move, on the 9th of March, the Dangote Refinery moved the product again, PMS, from 874 naira to 1,175 naira. So it moved the product from 874 naira to 1,175 naira. I don't want to tell you the difference. You tell me at the comment section. How much, margin or how much wide was that movement? So 2nd of March, 774 naira to 874 naira, 100 naira increment, right? Then on the 9th of March, product moved from 874 naira to 1,175 naira. Tell me how much was the addition? And suddenly the whole country was thrown into chaos, because at that time Nigerians were coming to the reality that, oh, we have to be buying product above 1,000 naira. At some point there are mixed feelings. Who is the savior? Who is not the savior? That's not what I'm going to talk about on this video. That will be on another video. But we moved from 874 naira to 1,175 naira. So how much was the difference between that? And while we're trying to understand, Nigerians were crying, Nigerians were saying, oh why? I think on the 10th, on the 10th precisely, Dangote Refinery had a reverse price. So Nigerians came out crying, everyone was saying what's happening and all of that. So they had a slight review downward from 1,175 to 1,075 naira. So at that point, they dropped 100 naira. That is a reduction. So there was a downward review on the 10th of March. Hey, we're all happy that, okay, Alhaji has listened to the cry, which is he has been really doing well. And I'm going to talk about that in the next video, how we have suddenly moved away from scarcity. But that's on another video. Today, we're analyzing pricing. So between the 10th of March to the 13th of March, on the 13th of March, 3 days after, Alhaji added back the 100 naira back. Yes, PMS moved at the gantry from 1,075 naira to 1,175 naira. And the reality just immediately sets in. Like the rest is like, hello, on the 9th, 1,175. On the 10th, there was a downward review. On the 13th, it's going back. What is happening? It's beginning, So when Nigerians were trying to understand what's happening, could it be this, could it be that, could it be that? Oh, Alhaji, oh, everybody was screaming on the streets. Product move on the 20th of the same March from 1,175 naira to 1,245 naira. But if you're not buying, leave. If you are not buying, please go and put water in your car. Better still buy a bicycle. You know, at that point, the reality set in. At that point, everything in the market got affected. At that point, it was like, what? Now, listen to me. The prices I'm giving to you are gantry prices. They are not pump prices. I want you to get that. This is a very different pricing model. The prices I'm giving you are prices that you will buy if you take your truck to the Dangote refinery to load. Or probably you're doing coaster, you've got a tank farm, you're buying, however, but not at the pump price. So, what do you think would have happened at the pump price at that time? That is on another video. That's on another level, right? So we are going to talk about that. But prices move on the 20th from 1,175 naira to 1,245 naira. Another addition. Tell me at the comment section, how much was it? Let us analyze it. Whether this increment or whether this is good for us or not. But while Nigerians were crying, the war was still ongoing. America and Iran were doing their own. The Strait of Hormuz was closed. I'm sure before now, a lot of us didn't know there was anything like a tiny place called the Strait of Hormuz where all vessels were passing. We didn't know, but we got to know it at this time. Good. They say what? Necessity is the mother of invention. People started thinking, and when things like this happen, you get to understand a lot about the industry. You get to understand about what is happening. Everybody was glued to their television, getting to know what Iran is doing, getting to know what America is doing. America was saying, no, we're not going to back down. Iran was okay, if you care, the street is closed. I will sink your vessels, your ships, all of that. We were the one at the receiving end. All this we were the one at the receiving end. So at some point, product, dance around that. But on the 30th of, after the 20th, product moved to about 1,275, and then came down on the 30th to 1,250. And then later on, late that June again, Alhaji moved prices because of the cry of people. The Dangote Refinery had to move prices downward from 1,250 to 1,175 naira. So that was when we saw that the peace talk and the agreement between Iran and the US was beginning to yield fruit. We're beginning to see some vessels, passing through. We're beginning to see some production and deliveries. We saw, refined product coming into the country, and things begin to ease off a bit, because mind you, Dangote Refinery at some point has said that the crude he's currently refining is not 100% from Nigeria. So he was also affected by the war. So the next argument would be like, oh, but he's Nigerian now, he's buying here where they want supplying the crude. Why is it the market skyrocketing? But my dear, the law of demand and supply set in. Because at that point, the supply, of course, the demand was higher than the supply, or constrained because, taking advantage of opportunities in the market, also set in. That there were not import, there were not other ways, and the war also had made things, tight for at that time. So while we kept waiting, late June, things started easing off. Product came again from 1,175 naira to 1,125 naira. So we had a decline in the late June. First of all, the decline came from 1,250 to 1,175. That same June, just after some days, Alhaji also brought down the price again. The Dangote Refinery brought down the price from 1,175 to 1,125. And as of 2nd of July, there was also a further reduction from 1,125 to 1,075. Now, that's where we are. 1,075 naira if you're buying at the country. So So in this total summary, what do you think happened? Between March and June, or let's say first week of July, okay, there was a total of reviews from Dangote Refinery 9 times. 9 times did they review prices within this time. And in these 9 times, 5 were upward review, while 4 were downward review. 5 were upward review, 4 were downward review. Now, what is the implication, or what happened also? In Nigeria, what goes up does not come down. What goes up does not come down. A lot of things happened. The market took a different tone. The dynamics changed. Things moved from where they were to where it became extremely very, very difficult. And these are prices at the gantry. So imagine when transportation is being applied, cost of overhead running, and what this product became at the pump price. It became a very difficult time for Nigerians and also people. People moved away. Some people started moving into EV cars. Some that needed to even park their cars and find alternative ways of transportation all did, because at some places products were sold as high as 1,400, and some other places almost 1,005 within this period. So, but thankfully things are beginning to ease off. Thankfully, things are beginning to look like what it is, and thankfully, the prices are beginning to come down. And you know what? The good thing is that the American and Iran war has also been technically put to an end. So this has also made a very huge, impact on our pricing, and that has also reflected at the Dangote Refinery as well. Now, I just went across this video. I just say my face for the first time. Anyway, I just want to encourage you to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's keep up to date with all the happenings around the energy space, the oil and gas downstream, and be sure that you're going to get very good raw content. Okay? From me to you, I say bye. Have a nice day. Bye.